here for details. Streaming. So are we streaming to Larry's page?
Okay, so not moving. Wait.
One
It's not on
comment.
your page.
Don't yeah, you're on Stock Up with Larry Jones. I see that.
We're live?
You are live. You are live on Larry's page.
What about Stocks
Hey
with
guys,
Josh?
we're trying to
No,
get this.
it's not live on your page, Josh.
Let me check it again. Well, we Stock Up with you live with Larry.
All right. How'd that happen? All right, Larry, your audience awaits you.
What's up, good people?
You're live with you're live too.
Am I live too?
It says you're live. Yes, you're live.
All right.
All right, thank you, Rodney.
Guys, we're trying something new here.
Welcome to the Stock Up with Larry Jones on the Stocks with Josh show. We're going to do live trade. We're going to chart. We're going to try to pick up some money in the power hour from 3 to 4. We're kicking things off. I've got Daniel in the green room. He's going to join us. Welcome, Daniel Alpha, to the show.
What's up, guys?
Glad you're here. Say hi in the chat. Throw a coffee cup in the chat and throw a heart in the chat. Let me know where you're watching this show from. I'm going to give some commentary on a trade that I made this afternoon that I really want to hold and add to. But as always, there are some specific rules to this trade, and it's with Salesforce CRM. There's an exact reason why I got into it, and I'm going to share that with you. But of course, we have breakdowns and breakouts that I'm going to cover. It's been a really bearish day so far, and right now, all the trades that I've made today, 15 trades on Nvidia, all 15 of them have been profitable, and I've made 13 trades on Tesla. All of them have been profitable.
You've been a busy boy.
And all of them were to the downside. Everything to the downside. Daniel, how have you been doing?
I mean, I honestly banked really hard, believe it or not, on calls this morning, and have not really traded much since then. I had a coaching session where we had a nice little bear flag breakdown on Nvidia for a good lesson, but we didn't end up taking it.
Daniel, go ahead and share your screen. We haven't attempted that yet.
Yeah, I'll throw it up.
You know, I've been so deep in the candles today that I really haven't spent any time on CNBC or watching any of the overview of the market. Daniel, what has been going on today?
I mean, I've been right there with you. I've been so focused on other things. I need to probably catch up on why we're down here. I mean, something clearly has happened.
Well,
but I find...
Let's conjecture on it for a moment. You've got the only catalyst that any of us really had in sight was Nvidia's earnings to give us a reality check on the AI trade. And the fact is they crushed it. But I think that Wall Street refuses to give the AI story a bid up at this point because they're just concerned about trying to guess or catch when it's going to slow down. I was listening to an analyst talk about Nvidia the other day that they've basically, and I want you guys to really catch this, they've pre-purchased around 115 billion chips. They own them. They've bought them. They had to keep that stream going so they could feed the sales that they're expecting. The problem is this: at some point, and nobody knows when, that is going to slow down, and then they're going to have been stacking these orders and we're not talking. It doesn't matter if it went from 115 billion to 114. It's going to drop one day overnight, and they're going to have $20 billion more chips than anybody wants. This is what's dragging Nvidia down right now, is the market saying, well, you know what, let's price in, because you got to remember, retail trades day to day, week to week at most. Smart money is always trading what they see 6 months out. And so what they're concerned about is between 6 months and a year out is that we are going to get a slowdown, and Nvidia is going to be stuck with $115 billion worth of pre-purchased chips that nobody wants. Now, I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that's the concern. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to price it in. And as we get into the next earnings, if that future obligation of chips is all it's all accounted for. I mean, think about this. We're up at a 70% growth rate, and people are and we've been up on that growth rate for for quite a while, over 12 months on Nvidia, and they're just saying to themselves, at some point we're not going to maintain 70%. At some point we're going to tick back to 60%, and then Nvidia is going to be in over their head, $20 billion sitting on chips, and then if it continues to go south, it's going to get worse and worse. So the fact is, we've already got this thing figured out. 2026. The cloud of doubt has come over the AI trade 100%. And it seems like every stock, especially the incumbent enterprise software companies, are the ones that are getting absolutely taken to the woodshed. Now, I shouted out CRM because a lot of these companies have incredible revenues that are growing right now, no different than Nvidia. So, but remember, Wall Street's, they're buying, not today, they're buying 6 months out. That's why you have forward PEs, because they're expecting growth in the future. Right now, it's solid. 6 months out, 12 months out, they're not so sure. But let me tell you, obviously, I follow the charts, and the charts give us clues as to what to expect. And I'm going to take you guys briefly into CRM. And Daniel, I'm going to task you with keeping an eye on any trades that we want to jump into here as we get closer to the middle of power hour. Anything that Nvidia's still coming up off its lows. Larry, before I take people into CRM and show them why I like it right now, why don't you check in? What are your thoughts?
What I'm going to do, guys, we're trying this, so I'm working it out. We're working in the back end to try to make all of this happen. Shout out to my brother Rodney Jones, who's the tech. He's the tech goat, and my brother Rodney Jones. So I'm working on this. We can't show my screen. Josh is going to engage the traffic trader during this session, and I'm going to have the traffic trader going here. And we're just trying this today, and we're going to be looking for some trades.
Yeah, and
especially on that last half hour.
This is the first time that Larry and I have actually streamed from both of our channels out to everybody. So it's working at the moment. I'm excited. We'll do more of these sessions together. We learned a new tech skill from Larry's brother Rodney. Let me know, Larry, when you want to plug in here, okay? And Daniel, let me know if you see the SPY. I mean, what I'm looking at, and I'll just jump into my chart real quick.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at right now is that we are clearly, I said it this morning, okay? I made the majority of my money this morning when we were live trading with me and Mike. I said, you know what? We take the 2-candle rule on VWAP. All of this says we're not going higher. The up move wasn't there. And I said, this just looks like it's going to stay bearish all day. And it has. And if you look at this, we've been back testing this outer band and not able to cross back above it. We just back tested it again, and we got rejected again. So,
and actively engulfing under the afternoon setup mid price, which is the exact spot where we took the bear flag breakdown I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and I was wanting to get that bigger Nvidia play to the downside this morning, but it had a reversal there. We made about 40% really in this window. It reversed, but later in the day when it came back and hit it, we got that much bigger flush down to that target of 178. I mentioned earlier that if 180 got lost, we would hit this 178. So, I would say that yesterday when I live traded the power hour with Miss Mary, it was a great session. When we live traded that the other day, we had very low volume going into look at the dashboard. The A+ scalp dashboard is showing weak volume. So, it's really hard to make money on weak volume. If the reason why the power hour is called the power hour is because normally in the afternoon, volume starts picking back up in preparation for the next trade session. Liquidity begins to rebalance towards the end of the day. People begin to assess what happened.
SPY's kind of ripping right now over VWAP, over the 200, trying to break out over previous day low.
Okay.
I'm not into it.
And I just want to comment on the SPY. Right. Thank you, Daniel, for bringing that to my attention. Just a comment how critical is that SPY would hold this 6 roughly. Well, it didn't really hit it, but if it loses 680, which it hasn't, it loses a critical level that really could drive us down to 670. Right now, you can see the day is going to close out somewhat in the middle of the range. The middle of the range right now is 685. So we could come back up here towards the end of the day and test this range.
Yeah, there's not a lot to stop it if we start to cook up over these wicks. Like the afternoon setup, there really isn't much else stopping us from getting up to 686.20, 686.30.
Well, I might track. Do you have anything on right now, Daniel? As far
I don't, but I'm about to put. I think if we can break this W pattern neckline, I'll do it. And so there's a bit of a W pattern there. I think I'll watch for that neckline break. It's really right at the afternoon setup high as well.
Yeah, so I would be looking at SPY calls 685. They're around $3.20 that expire March 2nd.
Exact same thing I was looking at.
Yeah, I entered one of them and it looks like it's ripping. I'm not sure when I'm going to scale. I'd have to kind of scale when it made some sense to me.
Can I say this to my followers?
Yes, sir.
Josh made that call. They're
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
Larry, what about this play we got in?
We basically broke the necklines. Like this is the neckline break.
Yeah,
and now we're
so I'm up
testing
4% on that.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind, so what I teach is a 2-candle rule on VWAP. The blue line is your VWAP. And you can see that 2 times here this afternoon, we've attempted to cross above VWAP only to have a bad sell-off. And so we've yet to have a candle cross that has had a follow-through move. And so what I will tell you is that this would be the 3rd effort. And if this next candle closes as a larger candle, what I mean by that is a little bit of an expansion candle, it needs to get up to about 685, then that would give me the feeling that we could come back up and test the top of this range. So I'm going to just hold one. This is really just to sort of get a sense of movement.
That part needs to be said again.
Yeah, this is not, I have to find a reason to scale, and I don't have it right now. Maybe if I had been tracking this a little earlier, I might have scaled, down here.
It was tough. It was tough over VWAP into these highs. You kind of needed the W break. But like I guess where I would be interested more in scaling would be over the afternoon setup high, a little bit of consolidation there, or a little bit of a pullback to it and a bounce would lead me to believe that we're going to come test the top of the range.
Yeah, I'm going to throw on profit windows. Yeah, I'm up 4% on that. So here, this is kind of important. Man, we're cooking now with some grease.
I've got more than one. I got a handful.
Yeah, so 6%. Man, I caught that. I didn't catch that at the perfect spot, but I was right to pick it up.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to understand that box there that you see boy, this is a rip moment. Did we get some news?
The measured move is 680, 680. Like the measured move is the top of this channel, potentially even higher on that W right there.
Man, that was beautiful. The candle right there, baby.
Whoa, what happened here on the spot?
You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
This is the trade, by the way. Like this is the trade. It looks good. I expect it may come back and kind of back test this afternoon setup area around 685. But the bulls should not lose 685 at this point for this to stay valid. This should cook.
If
hard.
You got in that with me, everybody should have around an 8%. And if you 9% now, if you got in it, you could take that profit and you made a little money live on the Stocks with Josh and Stock Up with Larry Jones show.
Yeah.
Now remember what I said. 3 candles, three different times we've tried to push above the VWAP. What we need is 1 candle to cross. That we got that here. The second candle needs to be an expansion candle. What does that mean? It means a big candle. Wall Street uses words to throw off everybody. What I would expect here, though, is this. If this expanded, then we're really hot. But what I would think could happen is that we would back test the top of the afternoon setup, and that we could continue from here if this is going to remain hot.
We're still on?
Yeah, let me see. We're still on. Can you just check that out?
Yeah, I mean, what gives me a lot of confidence in this trade specifically is that you actually did make a slightly lower low down here and have kind of broken out. And so any back test, I did trim into this shelf and just plan to reload what I trimmed on the afternoon setup high.
Yeah, we're doing fine here. This is I want to make sure this teaching is in place. We have a trade, but we're also teaching something. Blue line is the VWAP. Okay. Earlier, when this red crossed under this, it then expanded. It was kind of telling you that the day would be bearish, and it was. Okay. When this green crossed over, but it couldn't expand, it told you that the afternoon was not going to be bullish. And then later in the day, it attempted it again. It hit it, and it failed to expand, which told you it wasn't bullish yet. Now this time, we've had a massive expansion candle through VWAP and all the way through the top of the afternoon setup, and we're still expanding. So it's telling you, for the time being, that Josh was right to get in that trade right there.
Were you still on the SPY?
We're on the SPY.
I'm in one of my levels, I call it a morning magnet, is 686 on the SPY.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Woo!
686 on the SPY. For me, what did you say? Well, you said 680. You already
I haven't
there?
given a level.
Okay, so I have a morning magnet level of 685. I don't think it's going to reach 688, but I have a 686.48 level on it. And
Yeah,
it looks like
686.
Okay, real quick, you
You see
guys
that?
should lock that in right there. I'm going to lock that in. That's an incredible move. So just go ahead and lock it in. Everybody who followed me even slightly should have at bare minimum 15%. If you took ODT today, you might have 30%. I took the ones that expire on the 2nd. That was your trade. I'm not sure what else we're going to be able to give you. We'll keep an eye on it, but that's why you show up for the power hour. Go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Hey, we did calls on the Qs this morning.
Nice.
And we had some great wins.
66% on that.
There you go. And some got 100%. Where my money movers at. So listen, if you pull up the traffic trader really quick.
Yes, let me turn these off.
Yeah.
Quick note, just to keep on the radar while you guys do that. Nvidia, lots of relative weakness here, and if this turns around at all on the market, Nvidia is gonna rip to the downside.
Yeah, Nvidia is looking like a sad stock today.
It's on a breakdown level for me. 178.70 basically is a breakdown level for me. So if we were to drop that.
Tesla coming up, also getting above, one of my levels. Looks like it could do a return to VWAP. I'm not going to trade that right now.
Nvidia continued to rip. It's up 13.5%.
You're saying Nvidia?
I'm sorry, Netflix. Netflix is up 13.5 for the day.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
for everybody that bought Netflix for the swing trade, we're printing today.
Yeah.
And it's a down day, so I believe there's more upside long term for Netflix.
Yeah. Okay, let me just find Larry's traffic trader. So what you were looking at a moment ago, so everybody should have, I'm not telling you to take profit. I got a beautiful 15%. I think we caught the majority of the move. If we continue above this wick, then we're going to go test 686.25.
That's smart.
Let's pop up the traffic trader. I will show you a couple things, just a couple more structural items I'm watching before we get.
Can I say something about your move? So, Josh, for everybody that's watching me, that was the lesson this morning. Don't overstay your welcome, especially now that you have, 40 minutes left in the market, especially if you're doing 0 DTE, right?
Yep.
You got 0 days until it expires. It will expire today. So when you are up against that, you go for smaller wins, percentages. Don't try to get 200%. So, Josh,
look at your indicator, Larry.
Yep.
You had this, you transitioned. Tell me a little bit about it.
So you're transitioning from red light to yellow light, which means that there's a reversal coming right here, right there, with the marker right there so they could see it. So now we got a green light. So you're
saying that here?
It's here, exactly. So go circle that red light after that.
Okay.
So we were red. That means that we weren't in a trade, right? So now if you go to the bottom, where the histogram is, you had a crossover, green light. At the bottom here, you had a green light right there, and What happened after that? After 3 clicks, we had a strong green light. Now you could have went in at the bottom of the histogram where Josh has the circle. You could have took the trade early there, and you would have made more money on the call.
We're ripping.
Now we're ripping.
I'm back in those. That's
Yep.
a beautiful wick.
Now we're ripping up. And let's see here. Yeah, we're ripping up, and we could hit the 686.48 mark. That was a later chart that I do. I call that the morning magnet. And then we look down at the bottom, even though the RSI is getting overbought on the 2-minute, we're still green. We're fanning out on the traffic traders, still printing a green light, meaning we're still bullish. We're still going up.
Drew Mans is giving you condolences on the passing of your father.
I appreciate you. I love this family, man. I love you guys.
We got a great community.
Yes.
A lot of shared folks. If you are not in Stock Up with Larry Jones channel, and if you're not in Stocks with Josh, Larry and I, you're gonna make money on both. So make sure you go over there and subscribe. I see a lot of folks did pretty good here with the SPY. We made some afternoon money. Keep me posted. We're still ripping.
Still ripping.
I'm in it. I got back in when that wick started.
What
to
percentage?
up.
What do you got on that now?
I'm at 6. I'm still on the Mondays. I'm back at 6%, 10. It's ripping.
Ooh, it's. I'm telling you, we're getting some heat.
Yep.
Heat to the upside.
I mean, I think we might break like high of day here and push. This looks very, 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 very strong. Look at the volume. I mean, this is very strong.
Look at how weak Nvidia still is, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I want to short. If this reverses
Nvidia,
at all, I'm hopping right into Nvidia puts. If this reverses at all,
it's insane.
Nvidia puts is the play.
Yeah. So this is what we were looking for. Now I went from the 5-minute candle to the 10-minute, and we cut through VWAP. Right now, this is that expansion candle I was talking about. But all throughout the day earlier, this is where we got rejected. Right in this level. Man, it's a hot. It's a hot mover.
Look, it's going to hit my 686.48. It's going to hit my 6. Can you put a vertical line on 686.48?
I haven't touched selling any of the second buy I took there.
That's going to be our kaboom.
686.48.
686.48. We do kaboom. That's going to be kaboom worthy. I use a bomb emoji.
All right, let me get rid of these lines. I'm gonna put.
I am gonna take this down. I think
I'm gonna put a bomb emoji on Larry's.
I'm gonna take it down to 1.
Give me a minute.
There you go.
That's
the money move.
So let's. So what that would do would be pretty significant if we were to get up there, and normally when you get these type of expansion candles. So let's talk about what we get. When you get 2 candles, it's never unexpected. So what time is it? It's 3:25.
Yep.
We have time. It's never unexpected. You can expect a little red candle, right, in this range. Typically, after you get this 2 candle move through VWAP, we almost always get a little pullback. But based on getting if this candle closes, we've got 4 minutes and 33 seconds left on it. If this candle to be clear, I've already taken profit. Daniel, what are you doing with yours?
I trimmed to 1 as soon as we lost steam up there at the top. I mean, I gave back 2%, but yeah.
This is where I would expect some consolidation. But based on the 2 candles pushing through VWAP, it wouldn't shock me if it came up here. Larry's number aligns perfectly with a higher high for the day, which would actually be sort of leaning bullish going into Monday. At least that's what the it's what the market makers would be enticing us to think. We
have to pass. We have to push above 688, 686.50. If we go above 686.50, then we will make it to that mark.
What's your breakout level, Larry?
My breakout is 686.12.
All right, I'm going to mark the chart here so we can track this.
686.12 is the breakout. We need to push above it.
I like that. And what that means, guys, to be clear, is if we push up over that, we're going to be in it. So if there's a little bit of a delay, it means hop in and use that level as your new support level stop loss.
Yep, that's perfect. Thank you, Daniel. So we're setting it up for you guys.
Can you say that again, Daniel, for the people in the back?
Yeah. What that means is put 686.12 on your chart. I've got one. I'm holding one. I've had a couple plays on this. I will scale back into this position for the move up to 686.40 or 80, anywhere in that range. Basically, just a day's high if we break over 686.12. So put it on your chart. Queue up your calls. Don't get in until we get over. And if we get over it and it head fakes us and we lose that level, you got to hop right out. You use that level as your new stop loss.
Good stuff. And we're still showing strength on the 2 minute. We're still showing strength on the 5 minute. We still got green lights. It's trying so hard to push up. The only thing that's holding this spy down right now is Nvidia.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes left on this candle, and I'm just going to keep going through some of the things that I've been teaching here today. Is that on the 10-minute candle, we got the SPY going here. If this candle, for some reason, on the 10-minute time frame, were to fall back and go red, then we will have lost the 2-candle expansion rule that I've been teaching, similar to these previous moments. Now, we do have it on the 5-minute time frame. It is confirmed on the 5-minute. It's just not confirmed on the 10-minute just yet. So we're going to be watching this. I lean bullish at the moment. It looks good to me. It looks pretty good to me. I lean bullish. I've already given you guys, we've given you the easy money. Now it gets a little more challenging. Larry, I always like to say, I mean, it was all fun and exciting when we were pumping here, right? I think we got in right around here. Yep. It was all fun and exciting. Now it's like a little stressful.
Yep.
I'm going to put some emoji on here.
You got to fight for your right.
That's right. That's right. That's too ominous, skull and bones. But yeah, so when it made sense to take risk, we took it. If you're holding, you're being a little bit more risky.
You are.
But we are, we've got 46 seconds left. If this candle turns red, then we will not had the 2-candle expansion on VWAP, which is okay. We'll have to see that here in a minute.
Yeah.
This little pullback would be expected. If you came in only now and you're trying to pick up this final leg of the move, then you get a little late. And my solution when you come tardy to the party is just go smaller position size, like one. Pump City is behind us. We got 8 seconds left, and bam! Here in the last 5 seconds, we're going to find out whether this is going to close green or red. So let's give it a little bit of time. Yeah. All right, new candle. It closed green, which actually is positive.
Yeah.
That kind of gives me a little hope for this to continue to move higher. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to drop down to 5 minutes, and we're going to start doing a little bit of looking at there's 10 minutes again.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I'm going to do some RSI analysis for us. Yeah, I like it. Let's see what it does.
Yep.
We got so the A+ scalp dashboard. It's an indicator. At some point, Larry and I have to release like a family of indicators. So my custom indicator, Larry's is traffic trader. That's his custom indicator. Mine is the A+ scalp levels and the A+ scalp dashboard.
Yeah, we're gonna put our own package together.
Yep.
At some point.
If I do a quick recap, let's just give us a quick assessment. The trend, it's saying it's bullish. The RSI is postured bullish. The MACD, it's pointing up. Volume is weak though. So what it's saying is even though everything's going up, it's slowed down going up a little bit. Volume's cooling off, right? That doesn't mean anything.
On the 2 minute.
So here's
accelerating on the 2 minute.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Say that again.
The volume is accelerating here on the 2 minute, trying to hold what looks like a little mini bear flag. I mean, 2 minutes a little tight, I guess, at this point in the day, but just an observation.
Well, what we're dealing with in the halfway mark. Okay, so now I see a candle pattern that concerns me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm already
normal
concerned.
volume. Yeah.
When you finish,
so far it looks fine. So don't panic. I'm just going to walk through. And it's funny. For me, it's a well-practiced discipline to try to project what's coming next. It doesn't mean that I change my position. Right now, this is a bullish leaning trade. So if you're in it, and you have to have your stop loss set, but I'm not in this one anymore. I took mine earlier. But if you're in it, then now it's time to set up some thought processes on discipline. And I'm going to walk you through what my thought processes are now, okay?
And then I'm going to give you some confluence on it.
Yep. So this massive candle move up is an impulse move. We know that because it broke the wick of the previous candle and it broke the previous 5 candle tops. So we know this is an impulse move. Then it produced a doji, which is this plus sign, long-legged doji here in the middle. If this candle, it's 7 minutes in, if this turns red and you lose the bottom of the doji, then prepare. The next target will be 50% retracement on the impulse. After that, it would be a move back to VWAP. If it were to close beneath the bottom of this, then it would be a complete cancellation of that impulse move, and it actually would project that we would come down to right around there. So don't panic on that. It's like chess to me. If you play a game of chess, Daniel, don't you got to plan out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moves in advance?
15 moves.
15 moves. Come on, Daniel. So right now,
I've got the bear flag already drawn down into afternoon setup high. You give me the afternoon setup high, bounce, break through the bear flag, I'll get long.
Can I show them also something?
Yeah. Let me just wrap this up real quick. So to Larry's trade plan here, the top of this wick is this 686.12. If we break that, we absolutely are going to hit his next target of 686, and I think we'll even go as high as hitting 686.80. We're in a little bit of an in-between stage. I will tell you that one of the other ways that my mind starts to think is what time of the day are we at?
Exactly.
Maybe this is where Larry was going to go.
Yep.
It's this concern that the market loves to balance itself out, and the closer that we get to close, the last 10 minutes, it typically will revert back. Rarely does it push all the way into close, but it can. What I'm often looking for is to try to, if I'm in an up move in the power hour, I don't want to hold that all the way to close. I want to get out of that 10 to 15 minutes before it closes. We still have time right now. It's 3:34, but we need to be mindful that if we did get one more push up into this window, well, there's the market wants to come back to the VWAP. That's that blue line. Volume weighted average price. It wants to balance itself out. So if we're going to take any puts, which I'm not calling right now because look at the dashboard, how bullish it is.
Nvidia, Josh, Nvidia.
We might take Nvidia puts.
I've got them queued up.
Tanking right now.
All right, waiting for a crack right there on 178
and kind of zoom out a little bit. I want to show people why you're pulling that up. The 2 minute on the SPY. Yep.
Nvidia puts are not confirmed, guys. I am not in Nvidia puts, but I'm watching for it under 178. It will absolutely get annihilated if we lose that and the SPY rolls over.
The histogram
right here.
Okay, and then let's get an RSI on here. Put an RSI up there too. Okay, guys, here's what I want to show you really quick. I'll turn it back over to Josh. Okay. Yep.
There you go, sir.
Here we go.
Right. So you see here, down here, this is part of the traffic trader. You see we're losing momentum. You see that green, that cup on the 2 minute. We start to cup down, which means that we're heading to a red light. This bar here, this long brown bar, means we're oversold on the 2 minute. Okay. And you could see the street starting to curve, meaning we're going towards a red light. So that's why we're losing steam. Even though if you go to the 5 minute, you're still printing a green light, we're losing steam as you go to, where's your 2 minute at? Oh, as the 2 minute comes, we're losing steam. And so that's why I wouldn't be entering into a call right now. We're actually losing steam right now. And if you go to Nvidia, you'll see why we're losing steam.
Nvidia dragging down the SPY. Let me throw.
We're down 3.5% on Nvidia.
Look at that. So just as a reference to my videos over the last week, I said if we couldn't hold I said if we couldn't hold 193 by Thursday, then we had the risk of running down to 186. We made that move pretty quickly. I told you if we didn't hold 186 by Friday, we would be in big trouble. And that's been an expedited move, and we're heading straight down. Our next target is really 175 and then 170. And I also told you guys a little optimistically that even if we drop down to 170 and made a lower local low, that actually wouldn't scare me, because we've been range bound for 7 months on Nvidia. And if you really stop and respect that, you would just see that, we're just top and bottom, bottom and top, it's top and bottom again. So, the character right now of the market is been range bound swing trading.
Wow. Netflix is ripping. Who got into my next Netflix call to, now it's to 96. Who got into the Netflix call to 96? Because it is ripping right now. Still showing a lot of strength with Nvidia doing what it's doing.
Yeah, so
It's like Nvidia
Netflix,
shareholders are rolling into Netflix.
Yeah, on our next target for Netflix is 100. I want to comment on something I've been teaching a lot just to drill it down. It's E plus E equals D, which is expansion on the volume, expansion on the price. When you've got E plus E, which we do, we've got expansion here and expansion here, that equals direction. So we are closing out this weekly candle with a lot of clear direction. That's that the bulls are running it back up.
Yep.
Where are they going to run it up to? Well, initially I predicted that we would run it up to this 94 level, but if we close here, it wouldn't shock me if we back tested 94 sometime throughout next week. Not saying it has to, and then it would then run up to 100. That would be your next target. It's a psychological level, and it's a fib level ahead. So Tesla doing poorly, SPY. So this is what I talked about earlier. To be honest with you, I think we kind of nailed this.
Yeah, the Qs are done for the day.
We got out there. We have this bearish evening star pattern. That's that push-up candle, doji candle, pull-down candle. Now this gets confirmed only, and by confirmed, what I mean is that if this red candle were to close underneath this green candle, it would cancel the entire up move, and we would take the draw line between the body of the doji and the bottom of the green. We would place it on the bottom of the breakdown, and it would project. It would give us a new measured move as to where we would go. Now, I'm not predicting this. I had just warned about this pattern developing earlier. And what I had predicted specifically was that if we broke the wick of this candle, that we would then target VWAP. Actually, what I said specifically is we broke the wick of this candle, we would then target a 50% retracement of this green candle. And so then if we broke that, which we did, and we closed underneath it, we would then target VWAP. And if we close underneath VWAP, we would then target the bottom of the green candle. Those are your structures. We trade price, structure, momentum, and volume. I'm going to quickly take a gander at the momentum side of things. This was pretty expected. We normally, I'm looking at the 10-minute candle, and normally the trend gets broken if, at 60%, but I want to really take a step back. I'm not in anything. We had a couple opportunities here and there. Like we could have followed that SPY down, but I didn't.
It's the SPY is coming down to 684.30. It's trying to retrace back down.
Yep.
I had those levels.
Yep. What I would point out to you guys is something pretty important, which is the profit windows. Let's go to profit windows real quick. All right. So turning on profit windows, and it does give you, you don't want your screens to be too busy, but I'm a little used to this particular mess. So what we're currently doing in the power hour is we broke above the afternoon setup. So profit windows is designed to give you a picture of the different profit scenarios of the day. So this is midday chop right here. This is the afternoon trend here that gives you the afternoon setup. And we tested the bottom of midday chop. We pushed through, got above afternoon setup. We made an attempt to make a higher high. We failed. It came back down. But the main point of me going through this with you right now is we are inside. We are now inside the OR30, which really means that we have made no progress today. This was an extremely sideways day. A nice amount of volatility for everybody to make money, but what looks like it's going to do is here at 3:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at the moment, it looks like we're going to basically reset the day, that we're going to open and close in the same window. So the market, what does that tell me? It tells me that the market doesn't have direction, because if you go back and you look at a daily candle, let me turn some of these things off. Yeah, we've tested the top of the range. Let me turn off VWAP. Let me turn off these. Got a lot on here. Okay. Yeah, so, I always want to make this clear. I have a bullish descending channel drawn on the chart. It could be argued that my levels are not, it could be adjusted, all right? I predicted not too long ago when we closed back above the middle that we would go up and test the top. We did. We tested the top on Wednesday. As soon as we did that, everything's pulled back. Where did it pull back to? The middle. So, I'm just going to continue the story that we are seriously range bound. You look at the long-term trend, and I don't see dead people, but I do see shapes in the candles. This is a diamond pattern here forming right now. And it's when you have two types of patterns. You have a megaphone pattern, right? And that's basically where you make higher highs, but you also you make a higher high, you go on to make a lower low, you go on to make a higher high, you go on to make a lower low, you go on to make a higher high, which we did. You go on to make, now we're doing the opposite. It's like a reverse megaphone. We're now consolidating. We go back up, we make a lower high. And so why I took the time to show this to you is that we're going to probably make a higher low based on this overall pattern. And these types of diamond patterns at the top of a structure on the daily time frame, they can go either direction, right? But traditionally, price will consolidate, and normally these will break to the downside. Okay, this is not considered a predominantly bullish structure. It's considered a predominantly bearish structure, especially if it's at the top of the range. If we had been pulling back for 6 months and this was at the bottom of the range, it would be considered a bullish structure. But being at the top of the range, the good news is we're gonna come back in this range Monday and Tuesday. We're probably gonna make another push up towards the top of this descending channel. And I would say, based on this being March 17th, is where I'm projecting that, based on my analysis between March 15th and March 17th, that might be the last. If this is going to go bearish, which I'm not predicting, that'll be a spot that a lot of chart analysts will be saying, hey, if we don't pump here, then we're likely going to have a much bigger downturn. Part of what you can take away from the analysis I just gave you is that we're probably not ready to break down, and we're not ready to break up. I would say give this 2.5 more weeks, and then the market will tell you what it wants to do. It's probably going to reverse here, probably going to reverse back here. And, we've got a little bit more time. This market does not know what it wants to do. So let's say I'm wrong. I like to entertain me being wrong, which, I don't really believe I'll be wrong, but we'll see.
You're so humble.
So let's say I got this descending channel drawn correctly. What I'm expecting, right now, we have a double bottom here, which makes sense for my diamond pattern. We got higher low, higher low. We basically can't fall below this level, okay? If we close a candle Monday or Tuesday beneath that level, then it means that we're going to, instead of maintaining a diamond pattern, it means we're going to go all the way down to the bottom of this range, which would actually be a bullish structure. So can you believe if we went all the way down to 672 and we bounced then, that we would actually be continuing in a bullish pattern, even though we're having a much stronger move down. So
can I make a quick comment on that, Josh?
Yes,
I
go
love
ahead,
that
Daniel.
technical. So like that specifically right there, I think would actually break out. If we did that, if we went down to the 672 on SPY and we bounced like that, I think all of this divergence that we've had consolidating us down would potentially flip and we would potentially break out.
Yeah, I'm not in any way convinced. Let's talk about the market as a whole right now. The market is just running on pure speculative fear.
That is correct.
Nobody's earnings really has been bad. I mean,
No, they've been killing.
Salesforce's earnings were absolutely incredible, showing increased revenues. There's no downturn. There's no mass. Unemployment's not running higher. Inflation's not running out of control. There's actually nothing really wrong with the economy right now. Everything is pure profit-taking, distribution, speculative fear. And I kind of agree with Daniel. And if you guys were catching what Daniel was laying down, now I got something we got to do real quick. And I'm going to finish this comment, and then I got something we got to do. If you're catching what Daniel said, is he's also saying we're still in a buy the dip, sell the rip environment. And I said that, Larry, and I know I've heard you say that on your show.
Yep.
That's not over yet. Range-bound trading means you buy every dip, you sell every rip. Nvidia, nothing wrong with the company other than the earlier fundamental concerns I shared with you.
Yeah.
And you know what? It ran up above 200, sell it. If it comes back down, it's coming down. Every retail traders might be panicking, saying, oh, it's time for me to unload. No, buy it again. Because all that's happening is people are just running speculative on what AI is going to do when none of us know what it's going to do.
We don't.
They're concerned that enterprise incumbent software as a service companies like Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, Salesforce, ServiceNow, they're afraid Datadogs,
Microsoft.
Snow, they're afraid all those companies are somehow going to get vibe coded out of existence.
Yeah. Well, there was a fear report that came out.
It did.
And it spooked everybody. And the source, no one's heard of the source.
Yeah, it was
amazing.
It
was a random guy on Twitter that came up with this believable spiral, the big circle.
Yep.
And it caused the fear throughout the market. You go, okay, it's like watching TV at 2:00 in the morning and you're half asleep and you're ordering stuff. It's everything makes sense.
Market's not in its right mind.
No, it's not in its right mind. Oh, you need this pill to increase this, and then you take, oh yeah, I need that, and you get it. Then you need, oh well, because you took this pill, now you need this, and it's like one of those things, man. It's insane. Hopefully, Nvidia will rest on 177.80, and don't go any lower today. But look at what's happening, right? With the fear going on, Amazon just added an additional $50 billion investment to OpenAI today.
Wow.
Listen to that. Amazon just added an extra, making them the biggest AI, the biggest investor in OpenAI. 50 billion. Now, that is AI. OpenAI is now $110 billion. I'm sorry, at a $730 billion evaluation. This company has privately raised $730 billion. That's their evaluation.
Unfreaking believable.
Okay, so just listen to this. We're scared that the CapEx spend has been too much, right? Mm-hmm. And today Amazon spends an additional $50 billion to OpenAI.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to I think it's all just going to be a rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Daniel, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Nvidia's tanking.
Daniel's Alpha, and I removed the apostrophe to avoid confusion because I think people were having a hard time finding it. Daniel's Alpha,
man. Why you complicated?
You know what it was?
Right?
It's Daniel's Alpha. Is it Daniel's with an L with an S?
Yeah, Daniel's with an S, Alpha. You guys gonna get me up to the 1K mark this weekend?
We'll see what we can do here.
Daniel, what do you think about Nvidia? Look at it tanking right now.
I'm in it. I was going to tell everybody to get out, but I didn't tell everybody to get in. So I didn't want to make people mad.
I took it when
Look at it.
Oh my God!
I took the cross
Yeah,
and I
you
took
should
the
be
back.
Yeah,
I
no,
took it like
I took
it like
one
3 times.
took one put right when we talked about it earlier. It's up 46% right now.
Yeah.
Mine's it's like I was like $55 a contract, something like that. I was in the
Netflix
Mondays.
is cooling off. Everything's cooling off now. It's tanking.
Yeah,
and
Kimmy took it. Yeah,
you
had to take the level.
Yeah, it's cooling everything off. Look at everything right now. Everything is
Netflix cooling off at $96. That's just beautiful.
Look at that. The SPY's dropping too. But
everything is dropping right now.
It is Nvidia pulling everything down.
Pulling everything down.
My thoughts on Nvidia generally are that this is just it's really, really scary. I think that a company that's this down, like you said, that there's going to be a time. There's going to be an earnings cycle. There's going to be something that happens probably this year at some point, one of these quarters, where we don't have the power to plug in their chips. And they're going to have a backlog of chips. Everyone's going to have a backlog of chips. I think the hyperscalers already kind of do, like warehouses with chips that they can't plug in. And when that happens, I mean, look at CoreWeave. Like these companies are going to go on absolute flash sales, and I think they'll be good buys. There will be a time to buy all of this.
Guys, I'm hitting 60%, 59%. I'm going to sell right now, and I want you guys to understand that we are at 355. This is where it's going to peak, and in the last 4 minutes, we'll get a little reversal. So I saw 60%, and I popped it, and I'm not telling you guys what to do, but this is right around the time that if you took this at any time, you're probably going to get max profit because we could get a little reversal in the last 5 minutes. Now that one, we kind of stopped trading. I mentioned that I'm going to go look at Nvidia. I'm not even sure if I told you guys I took one. I wanted to take it so I could put money eyes on it and walk us through it. But that one did cook. It just cooked. Would have been a nice position to scale here. I wanted to take a minute real quick. Daniel, were you on any of that?
Yeah, I took it a couple times. I took it and then I closed it when we got a 50% retracement. I took it again when we broke the wick. It was like $50, $55, something like that, 50, 55 per contract. I was scaled. I mean, and I didn't call it because you guys were giving really good educational guidance, but I did. We talked about the level. Like, it had to lose the 178. Yeah. You've got the level on your indicator. That's what I took.
Netflix. I just have to shout out GBO. Gbolahan got 4,000% on Netflix this morning.
It's so good you made Josh speak in tongues.
We got the Holy Ghost up in here with that handle, my friend. I just got to shout out some of the folks in here. Boom, baby, 37% on ODT on the SPY, 39% this morning on Nvidia, 27% on the SPY now. Silver tuna tonight. Let's go. I haven't been able to keep track of the comments, but I know that we had a profitable session. Uncle Robbie says, I'm in stock up with Larry, the stock father.
Come on, man. Let's make this money.
Navy guy, 75% on those ODT calls from earlier. Yes. Solomonte was picking up that 50% on Netflix. I wanted to briefly, before I get too deep into that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions. We're not going to be on all day. This is this was not be a typical power hour in the Stocks with Josh community, but this was an extra fun one having my man Stock up here today. Looks like that Nvidia is going to cook here all the way to right around now.
Yeah,
and Tesla reclaimed 400.
Ooh, Tesla. Now, I said this in this morning's Power Hour session. Daniel, you can vouch for me that when the AI trade goes soft, Tesla runs. You remember me saying that? Were you in this morning?
I thought it was Apple. Yeah, maybe not. I don't remember. I was trading.
Okay. I was commenting this morning, and maybe I did it in Miss Mary's class yesterday. I can't remember. Too many events.
Maybe I wasn't.
But I just said this. I said, when the AI trade goes soft, Tesla's been pumping. And here we saw Nvidia drop through the floor, and Tesla ripped. So just keep watching that, because that's been telltale for me lately. I wanted to quickly, before we run out of time, I wanted to throw up my man, Daniel Alpha. Now, when you go there, you don't get a video, not even one. Daniel's never made a video. But one day he will. And
Daniel, what is wrong with you, bro?
no, he's not going to make any videos till he gets to 1,000 subscribers.
How do you have 900 subscribers and no video?
They're following that face.
It's the future content that's going to roll out. We're going to make some good stuff, guys. We are, but I really
we're going to do it. Hey, if you want to be part of what's coming with Daniel's Alpha, Daniel's doing great, man. He's been it's like family over in the SWJ Discord, and Daniel is moved and been promoted, and he's now live trading and doing really well.
Yep.
He is live trading Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Normally this is his session. I came and joined him today because I like to stay connected with all the Crown traders, and you would have had good guidance if I hadn't showed up. But thank you, Daniel. And if you want to be part of that first 1,000 subscribers on his page, then head over to Daniel's with an S, Alpha, ALPHA. He will be dropping content carefully, strategically in the coming days.
We're going to have a first video party for Daniel. Daniel, you got to go live on your first video.
That would be good.
And you have to.
Thinking about it. It'd be good. Yeah. Do like a live analysis of something. I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out. Can I ask a question I know both of you guys are really, really bullish on it. I can give my comments. SoFi obviously lost its shelf today. You guys buying this dip? Are you waiting for the 14?
Well, let me
listen to this, Daniel. Let's
so
shift right quick.
I want to come back to that. I wanted to shout out on HIMS. I think HIMS is shortable to a right around $12. I gave the signal this week, money made. I gave the signal that it had to close Thursday and Friday above $14.75. And so if you're in this long with the shares, I don't have a problem with that. But if it can't hold that $14.75, then you want to hedge that, and you could buy some puts, and you could even exercise those puts if they get hit. So I see that this can drop really back to around $12 and make a lower low. It had to, at bare minimum, hold $14.75. The truth is, you could have begun to short on the move back below 15. So I just want everybody to understand what my thoughts are on HIMS. Anything you want to add to that, Larry?
Ditto on HIMS. I think HIMS is, even though it's falling, just like Netflix did. Just look at Netflix chart. It fell. And some people are like, well, it's trash, right? Look at what it's doing today. I think HIMS is going to do the same thing. I listened to their earnings, and I listened to what their forward guidance is. And I see a lot of room for a lot of growth. So I just believe that it's a small company that will soon turn into a big company. We just got to be, let me take the word soon now. Could turn into a big company, but when do you want to get into a stock like that? Well, when it's beat down.
Yes, but I learned this from my man Larry. Mm-hmm. Small cap, small position size, which means it's sort of a trickle, set it and forget it, $5 a day kind of thing.
Exactly.
And that literally way you keep money eyes on it. And right now, if you follow my charting exactly, you knew the minute it moved beneath 14.75, it's time to short. So, we'll see how that goes Monday or Tuesday. I want to go through one thing, and then I want to come back to Daniel. Alex Trader said, what is that indicator name with the lights on it?
It's called the Larry Jones Traffic Trader. If you could pull it up. It literally, when Josh is explaining everything and it's just kind of going over your head, but I love the fact that you guys stay here and learn something. Josh teaches in a way you're going to learn something every single day. I've noticed that. And he breaks it down. This traffic trader, can I get the clicker here? This traffic trader, could you bring the bottom portion in too?
Yep.
This traffic trader literally takes you to the money. It literally drives you to the money. And so there we go. And just go to a 5-minute on anything.
Is that it there, Larry?
That's it right there. Okay, we bring that bottom up.
All right, give me a second.
Oh,
you want to go 5 minutes. All right. You want to bring this up?
Yeah, bring that up a little bit. There we go. All right. So it's called a traffic trader. And it is as simple as if you could drive, you could trade. So if you pull this up at the bottom, it says ready to buy, yellow light, and then ready to sell. See that? Green is ready to buy, red is ready to sell. Now, let me just take 2 minutes and explain the bottom. This is the histogram of the MACD. Green light crossover means if you want to enter the trade in early, you can. But what do? We wait for 3 ticks. So watch what happens. See this vertical line here? Follow that vertical line. 1, 2, 3. And then what happens is it prints a green light right here. Okay? I don't know why yours is a little different. Oh, because that was 1.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
1, 2, 3. It printed a green light. And so it literally showed you could have gotten into a call here. We're on a 5-minute.
On the third candle, Larry?
On the third candle is more confluence. Now, if you see momentum, you can enter the trade right here where the crossover is.
Yeah, you could enter there and then scale on confirmation
and scale on,
of the green candle.
And that's what we did this morning. So we entered into one here, and then we scaled on the third one and went up. And so what it does is it leads you up, and it'll literally tell you. So for instance, we were coming off of a red light, right? If you print a yellow light, that means it's the reversal of the previous light. Could be coming. And what happened? Green light, see? And then it had a fake out breakout. So yellow, yellow, red, and then yellow again, up for a call, right? So now, just like VWAP, Josh, this is one of the things I like, and I'm going to make this short. This is one of the things I like. As long as the bars are in the left lane, you're kind of bullish. But when it's in the right lane, you're bearish, just like VWAP. You can see that.
It's good teaching, Larry.
Yep. And then it goes up and it goes, you see here?
Yep.
So it's just as simple as that. Last question, because I know someone's going to ask this question. Does it work on longer time frames? Yes, it does. You can go to longer time frames for swing trades. Josh has his a little busy because he's got this Gaussian thing under there. But you could see that's just because he's got this other one. Can you just mute that one for a minute?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There we go. So what did it tell you? What happened here? This is on the hourly, okay? And I can go to the daily. It took you from, what's that number there? 693?
Yep.
It took you from 693 all the way down to, what's that?
685.
685. You see that? And if you go to the daily, if you just want to buy and hold stock, it also works on longer time frames. Now, it may not seem like
we've been moving sideways for a long time.
We've been moving sideways. If we went to another stock, like if we went to what just ran up, Netflix. Could you pull up a Netflix really quick? Since the market is closed now, so I'm gonna go to Netflix. Okay, so now watch. Now he has this other stuff in here, but you could see it. Netflix, what did it do? Could have participated in this entire move, Josh. You can see that? It was yellow, light here, coming off of this red. Yellow means reversal is coming. Down here, ready to buy. So 1, 2, 3, right here, it printed. See that?
Yep, beautiful.
And so what's the, around 76? So we could have caught it at 76, and it printed a green light all the way up to 96. And so on a longer time frame, for those that want to swing trade, this traffic trader is bringing you there. What's in it? I got moving averages in it. The 9, the 50, the 200, the 9 and the 20 is all in here. The MACD is in here. And the RSI, when it dips beneath the 0 and come back, we print a strong green signal. All of the moving averages is in here, and the lights are in here. And so that's what we have. All of it is in one indicator. So that was a brief, fast introductory into it. You get it by being a part of Money Moves. Anybody's in there, everybody that's in Money Moves has it. And if are we sharing the comments, or your comments are different than mine?
I think we're sharing them.
If you're in Money Moves, let the people know how you like the traffic trader.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
If you are, Larry and I are knit together,
Yes.
lifelong friends. At least he's pretty older. He's older than me, but we've been friends for going on 30 years.
You gotta throw that in there.
Papa Larry, Godfather Larry.
You see how you do me, man?
No, I was just going to say that, if you go to Larry's page, you're going to find me. If you go to my page, you're going to find Larry. I wanted to, Daniel, let's get back. I want to just end this show on your comment earlier, your question. What were you saying earlier?
SoFi fell off the cliff today. Basically, it broke down what I figured on my technicals needed to hold as support for it. And so I wanted to get, I know both of you guys are long-term shareholders.
So I made
the
comment. Let me just, honestly, when I make these videos, I would say, make sure that you are screenshotting these channels. I know many of you guys are. So I kind of made this comment when I talked about SoFi recently, that it really had one choice. It had to close above. If it was going to be bullish, the bulls had to recover 20 by Friday. So that's the bottom line. It had to recover 20 by Friday. Now, I think that, I've often seen things. I got weekly candles up. I've often seen things will create what's referred to as a bear trap. We'll give this Monday, okay? If Monday it recovers $20, then this will have been a bear trap. If we break the bottom of this week's wick, which is at 1740, then you know that I've got drawn on this chart an ascending channel, and ascending channels are by nature bullish until they break to the downside. I don't think SoFi is going to break to the downside of this channel. I think it'll stay in this historic ascending channel for a long time. Why is SoFi going down? They're largely a software service to their customers as well as the banking industry. So the other dinosaur companies, banks, they can't do what SoFi does. So they basically use their back end to serve their customers. SoFi is like, if you could put AI aside for a second, SoFi was crushing it. Now, I've been a huge buyer of SoFi. Love the company. This was a stock that I loved back here at $6.80. I was screaming load up. And I predicted that it would come up to $30, and it did. But I would tell you that right now we are in this channel. And if we lose 17, this is a spot where it could bounce, because you see all this support right here. There's like a massive shelf of support. What once was resistance becomes support. So this is the do or die moment for SoFi. And but if we can hold 1750 on Monday, that would be the very, 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 very last moment of redemption for SoFi. Because otherwise, and I kind of think it will consolidate in this range, but otherwise we risk running to the bottom of this channel. So I'm not going to make a hard prediction, Daniel, that this is done for. I can tell you that the thing I did tell the community was, if this was going to be in reversal, we really needed to reclaim 20. We didn't. We actually went south. And I would just say that probably next week we'll still be in a decision zone. And I don't have a hard prediction other than if this is bullish, then we're at previous resistance turn support. It's really time for SoFi to bounce. Because I am a long-term supporter of SoFi, and I'm just bullish on it. And I do believe that these companies like SoFi is going to integrate AI, and they're going to become the best bank in the world. They're already the best bank as a software out of any other bank. They're going to turn around and integrate AI, and they're going to dominate and further surpass their competitors. So I'll probably nibble here. I don't feel wholesale panic on SoFi right now, even though I will tell you that you see my stop loss. This chart hasn't changed. Way back here when we were hitting 30, I told everybody, 24 is your stop loss if you are a swing trader, right? This is also the spot in which you should have hedged and bought puts to protect your capital from decay. I would say that if you've yet to hedge your position, it wouldn't be ridiculous if we can't hold 1750 into next week. It would be the next opportunity to hedge your position. But I kind of think we're going to come up off these lows. What are your thoughts, Daniel? And I'd love to hear your thoughts too, Larry.
Yeah, at least come back up a little bit and back test something. But I think $20 by $20 by Monday seems a little ambitious. I think SoFi is going to do everything right, and it's caught up, like you said, in this software issue, high beta software. It's all getting hammered right now. I think I would be pounding the table buy on SoFi if I didn't see it technically coming down into like what's effectively the bottom of that consolidation range that you have there, where
this is $16. This would be the best spot to consider a bounce going into this week. Like I said, unless we had an immediate recovery, I could expect a back test of my channel to 1858. And if we pulled up to 1858 and we got rejected and we started going down again and we crossed beneath 1726, I don't see how we wouldn't hit 16. We are right now 47% down on price. 47% down. So if you were buying SoFi up here, but you're not buying SoFi down here, you're doing it wrong. And what that means for me is that I'm going to buy some SoFi. I won't get excited and buy lump until we get, it looks like the majority of the support on the VPVR is.
For the people in the back, where are you going to buy SoFi at?
$16.
Okay. Can I borrow this for a second?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, is that overheating?
Yeah, I think that's the issue, because there's nothing wrong with anything else.
Okay. Yeah, we got a light out here in the studio.
And I look like a piece of charcoal beside Josh.
I have some construction going on in my studio, so I moved my studio to a bedroom, and this bedroom happens. There we go. Larry's saving the day.
Josh looked like cottage cheese, and I look like charcoal. All right, there we go.
All right, give me 1 second. All right, this is it. This is the end of the show. If you guys enjoyed Power Hour Trading with Larry and I and Daniel, throw a comment and let us know that you want to see us do this again.
Yes.
2 opportunities to make money here today. We caught the SPY up. Some of you caught the Nvidia down, and but overall, we had a good session. Yes. Any final thoughts, brother?
Josh and I know we're live, but we're going to be working together on building out stock portfolio.
Yes.
So we'll be talking to you guys about that later. For those of you in our prospective
communities,
that's the words. In our prospective communities, we will be talking to you guys individually on what we see, and we're going to try to do a stock a week for a long-term, set it and forget it, like investment $5 a day type of deal, right?
Yeah, Lyft got cooked. If you're in Lyft, it got absolutely cooked to the downside. It made a lower low. Lyft, we had the issue with this New York competitor. Apparently, Uber made a deal with them. I think it's called Empower.
Yeah.
And Uber made a deal with them. And, so I think Lyft is struggling right now. It's down at 13. And I have Lyft in my portfolio. I do too. I'm not like stop loss protecting it. It's not a massive position size.
Uber held.
Yeah, Uber held because they made that deal with Empower.
Yeah, and they also made a deal with Joby. I told you about that.
Yeah, tell everybody about that.
So Joby is an electric helicopter company. I believe they're in New York. JOBY, and they also have warrants. I would only buy the warrants the day that the stock gets beat down. And remember, Small money, small position size, keep them on your watch portfolio. But Uber did a deal with them. So you want a helicopter, an electric helicopter, you can go to your Uber app.
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
just throw this out there, doing a little analysis for you guys on Lyft here. I don't have strong conviction. You know, if I've got strong conviction about something, I told you guys the other day a couple stocks that I thought were going to go up and where they're going to go, and they did that. I will give you soft analysis on Lyft. I've got the weekly chart up, weekly candles. You can see how I do a lot of RSI analysis, right? You can see that on the RSI, we were having you can see how it interacts with the yellow line. You've got the RS line, then you've got the RSI moving line. The purple line is your signal line, and then your yellow line is sort of your MA. It moves slower. The purple line moves faster. The yellow line moves slower. And, when we were back here, we're kind of crisscrossing it. You can see that then it got overbought on the weekly time frame. And then this did a very, very quick move down all the way to getting oversold. Now, what characteristic do you see that's unique? It never crossed the yellow line on that journey down to getting oversold, right? And now on the journey back up, we crossed the yellow line repeatedly until we did what? We got overbought again. And then when we crossed back beneath the yellow line, well, look at that. We've never crossed back beneath the yellow line. So this is trading like clockwork. And what it really means is we're kind of in that range of reversal. It was sort of here, and it's here. And again, probably out of pure discipline's sake, I should nibble on some Lyft. Do I believe we're at the bottom? Not exactly. This could go to $10 to get you extra discouraged because there's this massive shelf of support here. So I might do a little trickle buy here to bring my average price down because I was buying between 18 and 16. So I need to probably buy some to bring my average price closer to 14. In general, that would be what I would do with Lyft. If you've got Lyft in your portfolio, be aware it could go as low as $10. That would bring it down to this level of RSI right here. But likely that's where Wall Street's going to take more risk, and we're going to begin to move back up. The story of the RSI, and then we probably will take a long time getting it back up there. So if we repeat this cycle I just showed you, we would be back up. And people are like, when are we going to get back to $20 on Lyft? May of 2027. That's when I'm projecting. Unless they come out with a catalyst news events, we could go down to 10, and then we could spend the next 2 years getting back to 28. Now, I do quick analysis, but everybody remember what I predicted today, and we'll see if that plays out. It's very much in the charts. This is the pattern that's been in the charts. This long grind up, fast move down, long grind up, fast move down. I don't think we've hit the bottom yet. I think when we do, it'll be a long grind up. What's nice about the chart that you may not be appreciating is that even though it's not a very exciting chart, each time it's made a new high, which actually means that the overall trajectory is leaning bullish. And so, next target for this to stay in the hands, for this to stay leaning bullish, it would be great if we didn't break, if we didn't break $10. If we came to $10.86 and it reversed hard right there, it could actually go as low as $10. But if it reversed between $10 and $11, then I would expect a 2-year grind back to the top, and I would expect a higher high.
That's something I want to say about this weekend. All right, good people, I want you guys to listen. There is a saying, buy on bombs, sell on trumpets.
Okay.
I want you guys to write that down. Write that in the chat. Buy on bombs, sell on trumpets.
This is good already. I like it already.
And
we know what's happening. Come on, tell us about it.
And I want you guys to Google that. Buy on bombs, sell on trumpets. There is a ton of money. I've made a lot of money on that. It simply means that Buy on bombs mean markets often drop sharply when a war or a geopolitical conflict starts, right? There's an and to this, okay? Sell on trumpets means by the time victory or good news is announced, the trumpets, markets have already railed. So what I'm saying to you guys, if you've been listening to me, I've been saying, the attacks always happen on weekends. Have you noticed that, Josh?
Always.
They always wait until the middle of the night or weekends.
I wouldn't be able, if I were in Iran, I wouldn't be able to sleep on Saturday.
No, I wouldn't be sleeping on at night. I definitely wouldn't be sleeping on the weekend. I'd be like this because we have our largest battleship over there.
Listen, they didn't take those guys over there.
And yes.
Play around.
No, they didn't take all of that to play. I mean, they spent millions of dollars just to get them over there.
Yes.
And
I almost want you to repeat that.
Yes.
I don't know how much they spent, but we're talking those ships cost. I think I heard something like possibly $8 million a day to operate or more.
Yeah.
So when they took all this time to go over there, it wouldn't shock me if we're upwards to 100 million or more to position that military there.
Yep.
We're not, you could trust the government to spend that kind of money, but the bottom line is this is purposeful. And, as you said.
Yep. And so it always happens on weekends. Okay. And so what I want to say to you is you need to have the stock that you want to buy already down. Could you pull up the SPY and just go back to Liberation Day, which was a bomb that was dropped on most people with the tariffs? And it's just as simple as this, good people. If you really, really, really want to make long-term money, you have to be brave when others are fearful, right? And when I literally have a pile of cash waiting for opportunities like this, okay? So if you go back in history, you have the Gulf War 91, the Iraq War 2003, Russian-Ukraine War 2020. You can go to any of those. The day the attack happened was the day to buy. When it was falling down and everybody's going, oh no, we're at war, let me grab all my money. That was the time you should have been pushing in. So you can look at this chart and I can already tell you around April 5th to April 7th is going to be the low.
Yep.
It's going to be the low because of Liberation Day. It was the largest tariff and it was considered what? An act of war.
Mm-hmm. Economic.
It was an economic war. And then if you put the 200 EMA on there too, you guys will see as clear as day that it was time to simply buy. It was time to buy. Look at that. It was just time to buy.
Yep.
It was time to buy.
And
look
really,
at the last
time. Can I throw this out there, Larry?
Go ahead.
When this got oversold, we actually got one more dip, but that produced bullish divergence.
Mm-hmm.
All of it was signaling time to buy.
Yep.
I did a video right here called Buy, Buy, Buy,
mm-hmm.
and I got so much criticism.
Guess where I did it at? Go to the bottom of that red candle.
Yeah.
That's where I did it at. And we bought it, and then we bought some right at the wick we bought. So, and I literally said, in this range, so go pull up the 100 EMA. Pull up a 100 EMA. Now, is that an EMA or just the
EMA?
Okay. Pull up a 100 EMA and stay on the weekly.
You got so many indicators, Josh.
What's that?
You got so many indicators.
After a while, and
you get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. We're first we get together, Larry and I hanging out. We're gonna spend all afternoon together. But I have one other thing to shout out before we wrap up, and we should probably wrap up. There's your 100, Larry.
Okay, and I want the 100 and a 200.
Oh, you want them both? Okay, give me a second.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
There you go.
Blue is 200.
So the blue is 200 and the red is 100. To me, that's a buy range right there between the 100 and the 200. I'm buying heavy in that range. So zoom out a little bit, and you show me the last time it dipped between the 100 and the 200. You got two there, right?
Yep.
Right.
October of 2023.
Now that's the SPY. What percentage it was? Watch this.
So the move from here to there was 50% on the SPY.
The entire SPY. Now, if that was an individual stock, how much would that move?
Well, that gave birth to the Metas, the Teslas. Those all went 300%.
Exactly.
So, and recently when we did that in April, we got about 45%.
Right. So we're here doing these options trades, and we're taking these daily wins. We traded the Qs and made a ton of money today. But the real money we made, Josh, I told you the day, and guys, you guys know I don't do this braggadocious type of deal. But when Liberation Day came, I shoved $238,000 into ETFs. And so what I want for you guys, what I want you guys to do is have your list ready of the stock that you want to get in and have some cash on the side and be ready.
To Larry's point, you got the red line and the blue line. 100, the blue line is the 200. And you can just see that if you go all the way back here to 2018, just like he said, you buy in that range. Yep. If you buy here, you can't panic.
No, you can't.
If you get the opportunity to pick up a little bit more, you want to go for it.
Yep.
You buy again here. This was 2022. Everybody hated it, but did it mean it only meant buy? Even here, you took a little nibble. Even here, you took a little nibble.
Yeah.
So, I think Larry's got plenty of money sitting on the sidelines waiting for a big move like this. I don't see that move just yet. I don't see us coming back here.
Oh no, it's not coming here. I mean, I'm saying it's not. Yeah. I'm not saying, but if we fire and they start firing back, you're gonna have a hard dip. You're gonna have a hard dip. If we go into an all-out war with Iran, and Iran start threatening nuclear, you're going to see a dip that the charts are not showing right now.
Yeah.
No one expected Liberation Day to bring the market down that much.
So I'll give you I don't know what the market will do, but here's what I would be watching for in an event of some news that shocked the market. The biggest neckline is right there at 652. Okay. So you would have people like me would be coming out saying, shoulder, head, time to get in, right? Because we're going to come back and back test this structure. We would back test my descending structure. So we would go from 650 up to about 670. And there would be then I'd be out here saying, if we don't get back inside this channel, then we're going to come back and retest this neckline. And if the neckline breaks, then it tells you that we are going to the 100 is what it tells you.
Wow. So there you go. Perfect.
That's what I love about charting is that there's always confluence. Yeah. Charts are beautiful, aren't they, my friends?
Can I leave with one more thing? Because you know me, I love to feed the people.
It's your show, brother.
So we know that the market's going to be closed on the weekend, and they know that. Market's going to be closed on the weekend, but what's open on the weekend, Josh?
Uh-oh.
Crypto.
Right. So let's do the same thing with Bitcoin.
You're going to get me into the crypto show.
No.
We should schedule Bitcoin. This. Let's schedule this.
No,
let's leave them. Let's pull a Keenan.
Let's pull a Keenan. Cliffhanger,
guys. I have some crypto thoughts, and they're important to share because whenever a thought comes to me as I meditate upon the charts, I've made a lot of money on that, and I'm going to leave you guys on a heavy cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen with Bitcoin next, and I want to share that with the community because it does mean that you should be doing something right now. And so I'm going to try to pull out a crypto video this weekend. If I don't, Mark Tribal Trades is coming to visit me here in Texas. And you'll definitely get a show with him and I when he comes. Mark, yep, he's coming. I'll shout out Mazhar Ali. Larry and Josh, can I host you for breakfast, lunch, or dinner? I'm local and would love to host you both, sir.
We could be streaming from the moon, man. You live on the moon. I'm just joking. I'm whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah. We'll try.
Yeah. Our schedules are
always
crazy.
Get a hold of my customer service team and send that to them, and they'll send it to me. Mello
Oh, that's
Foster.
my girl, Mello. She made some money this morning. Mello, lunch is on Mello. She made some money in the WAP money moves this morning.
RDW is looking good. You're tempting me to look at more charts, which I like to do, but I'm going to take a peek at it real quick.
We can't stop, Josh. We can't
I know.
stop. We like to feed the family.
RDW's not looking great.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's not-
So y'all baiting me. You better bring me good tickers. RDW's very indecisive and actually technically getting rejected beneath the 100.
Yeah, breaking
200.
down.
So I'm not saying it couldn't reverse, but it's not looking great right now. Peace and blessings. Daniel, thank you. I always appreciate your presence here.
Daniel,
yep, thank you guys. It's always a blast.
See you guys in the next video.
Love you guys.